And for how long has it been in, let's just say, in use by corporations or businesses?
Well, Charlie, very good to be here. The definition of artificial intelligence, as it was originally stated, 1956, by John McCarthy, is a computer system that thinks like a human being. Now, that's a very high bar, one that arguably has not been met in any real way given the complexity and richness of human thought. But right now, there's an enormous hype and I think justifiably so around GPT technology because it does approach human level intelligence in so many ways on the level of language. And it's able to pass all of these different cognitive tests, right? The sorts of tests that judge whether or not a human being is intelligent, from the bar to the LSAT to the U.S. Biology Olympiad. And so to answer the second question about how long have these systems been in use, they've actually been in use for quite some time. Certainly for the last 2 decades, machine learning techniques have been applied to finance, they've been applied to medicine, they've been applied to biology overall, to social networking analysis and so forth. But really, it's the advances in artificial neural networks that have made all the difference. There are a lot of different ways that artificial intelligence can be organized, but GPT is an artificial neural network, and a number of other advanced systems rely on that model. And what that is, going back to the definition, what that is, an artificial neural network basically replicates the way a human brain processes information. So the human brain is composed of neurons. Each neuron has about 1,000 connections to other neurons. There are some 86 billion of them in the human brain. With artificial intelligence, with an artificial neural network, the processing is done by nodes, and those nodes are connected to each other over layers in much the same way that the human brain is composed. And so what that means is that instead of just having the sort of typical rules-based processing that you get all throughout computer programming since its inception, also in the late 40s, early 50s, what you get is this sort of fuzzy logic. You get a non-deterministic output. It's all about statistics rather than direct input and output. And so what that means ultimately, and why so many people are now alarmed by the advance in artificial intelligence, especially in regard to GPT and its sort of mirrors in other corporations, is that you get all of these emergent capabilities. And you also get this richness of information output and this unpredictability in the information output, which really does mirror a lot of the predictions that have been made by futurists and transhumanists that artificial intelligence will reach human intelligence, a sort of general human intelligence,
Singularity.
and then it will surpass human intelligence.
So I want to definitely build out the dystopian and the negative here, but let's just take a pause and actually do the opposite. What is exciting or is tempting about this technology? Because we hear a lot about the negatives, and I want to certainly build that out, but why is so much money getting poured into this? For example, I saw one story that said with artificial intelligence, you'll be able to diagnose health issues more, and then potentially life-saving drugs could be developed within 30 minutes, and that didn't seem as if it was that unrealistic considering the processing power. Can you just build out what's some of the alluring potential positives here, and then obviously we'll get into the remarkably dystopian wrinkles involved.
There are really, a lot of positives, and I actually, as negative as I tend to be about the ultimate trajectory of this, there's no way I can deny the benefits. So starting with the biological level, you have the ability now to create new drugs, and basically you can test them in silico learning technique. And what that means is that the machine is able to simulate the biological system to such and able to simulate chemical compounds or enzymes or genetic mutations to such a high degree that you can basically test new drugs for instance, and this is a very, very popular thing that's going to be emerging very, very soon on the market, new mRNA vaccines, and you can test them in silico before they ever go into the biolab. And that just means that the development of these drugs, the development of these different biological systems, sort of, genetic drugs, it is able to happen that much faster. And then, I'm in close contact with a radiologist. He speaks about this all the time, and I read this in the literature all the time. The analysis of X-rays and other medical visualizations, that is, without a doubt, for a long time now, machine learning and visual recognition AI has been used to locate different abnormalities in an X-ray, just to stick with that. And so it has allowed radiologists to identify cancers much more readily. The AI visual learning systems are much better than radiologists on the whole at identifying very small anomalies before they become serious. And so this is a huge advantage not only to people who potentially have cancer or other problems, but also to the corporations who use this AI. The biomedical corporations, they still need radiologists to sign off on it, but the same radiologists who would be able to go over, say, just a handful of X-rays in one day, they now do it by the dozen.
Eventually. So one piece of information I found interesting, artificial intelligence can now tell the difference between male and female retinas with extremely high accuracy. But we as humans have not yet discovered any differences between male and female retinas. Is that just pattern detection that they're able to, that's one example where all of a sudden the artificial intelligence machine itself is actually getting to a level of, breakthrough or pattern recognition that we humans have not yet been able to see.
So the main power that artificial intelligence confers is pattern recognition. And it is, in all of its narrow domains, it exceeds human pattern recognition by orders of magnitude. And so the identification, I've actually not seen that study, very interesting, but just to imagine, the identification of differences between male and female retinas, the fact that an AI was able to detect that beyond any sort of human observation doesn't surprise me at all. That's true in pretty much everything that I'm talking about here. And that extends out of the medical, that extends into the criminal justice system, that extends out to military applications with battlefield simulation or battlefield surveillance or communication surveillance or the detection of cyber attacks. So in all of these domains, even though the AI can only do what it's trained to do in that domain, it exceeds human output in every case. Even GPT, even though GPT produces really bad poems and tends to hallucinate all these false answers, on the whole, GPT is able to draw from a corpus of language far larger than any human.
Say right there, Joe Allen, who is the nationwide expert, in my opinion, on artificial intelligence. Okay, so we've gotten the positive, and then we're going to get deep into the dark elements, because that's honestly where we're headed. There are clouds are in this, and we have to plan for it. So stay right there, Joe Allen. Look, making the commitment to lose weight is very hard, but doing it alone is even harder. Did you know that 95% of diets fail? Look, I started to work with PhD weight loss, and I've already lost 17 pounds. It's true. It's 100% true. You can ask anybody on the team. It's a very real thing. Look, they're tough, but fair. They're great. I got to tell you, PhD weight loss has a program that will work for you. It's not about calorie count and internet nonsense. It's about eating the right things, focusing on your health, and you have a coach, full-time coach, that will hold you accountable. So check it out. PhD weight loss and nutrition has an 85% success rate at getting the weight off and keeping it off. You have to do the work, but they make it pretty simple. They even tell you to send you food. It's amazing. Call 864-644-1900. I would not recommend it to you. I did not do it myself. I said, oh, what the heck, I'll try it. Boom, 17 pounds. True. Check it out. PhD weight loss. That is 864-644-1900, phdweightloss.com. That is myphdweightloss.com. Myphdweightloss.com. Complete and total endorsement. Great folks. I really think highly of them. Myphdweightloss.com. Okay, more about artificial intelligence in just a second.
Hi, French Driver Dennis Prager here. Now is the time to sign up for our trip to Israel this fall. Mike Gallagher and I are all headed to Israel this October. Don't miss the Stand with Israel tour with our trusted partner, Inspiration Cruises and Tours. We'll visit amazing places in Israel, sure to amaze and inspire you with every step. Visit StandWithIsraelTour.com to sign up today. In Israel, we'll explore key sites you won't forget. We'll walk on the ancient streets of Jerusalem, sail the Sea of Galilee inside first-century boats, and visit the Western Wall, a spiritual experience you don't want to miss. Our expert guides will help explain the importance of every site, and the food and accommodations are precisely designed with you in mind. No other trip will be like the Stand with Israel tour. Sign up today to travel with Mike Gallagher and me this October. Call 855-565-5519 or visit StandWithIsraelTour.com.
Doug Andrew here. I call my favorite financial vehicle the Laser Fund. Laser is an acronym that stands for Liquid Assets Safely Earning Returns. The Laser Fund eliminates the dangers of rising taxes, inflation, market uncertainty. You know, losing money when the stock market goes down is unacceptable to me. Learn how I protect myself when that happens. I want you to have a free copy of my latest best-selling book, The Laser Fund, How to Diversify and Create the Foundation for a Tax-Free Retirement. Especially if you have money trapped in an IRA or 401k, learn what you can do better. Call now to claim your free copy. I'll send out a copy via priority mail. I'll cover the shipping. Simply call 925-430-7878. That's 925-430-7878. Call 925-430-7878.
This is Ed Morrissey of HotAir.com for Town Hall. For years, Twitter pushed back on complaints, primarily from the right, about suspected shadow banning. Executives, including founder Jack Dorsey, repeatedly insisted in congressional testimony that no such practice took place. Now, Elon Musk has released Twitter's algorithm, and we know the truth. Twitter built its code to suppress comments based on complaints, blocks, and mutes, punishing users far more for such feedback than for likes and engagement. Twitter engineered its algorithm to incentivize block lists and complaint campaigns, both of which got widely adopted on the left. It would not take many blocks, mutes, and especially complaints about inappropriate comments to get users locked out of any distribution and their input quashed on the broader platform. And all the while, Twitter executives gaslit conservatives about their shadow banning. Thanks to Musk for getting the truth out. I'm Ed Morrissey.
The Pepperdine School of Public Policy, America's unique graduate program for leaders. Learn more at publicpolicy.pepperdine.edu.
Hi, it's Mike Gallagher, inviting you to join me for a remarkable travel opportunity that will change your life forever. Dennis Prager and I are headed back to the Holy Land, Israel, this October. It's the Stand with Israel Tour. Join us along with our trusted partner, Inspiration Cruises and Tours. We'll take you to key sites in the Holy Land, thoughtfully designed to give you unprecedented access to a region you've likely only StandWithIsraelTour.com and get all the details. We'll uncover important geopolitical locations and show you Israel's significance on the world stage, past, present, and future. Step foot on the ancient streets of Jerusalem. We'll sail the Sea of Galilee, pray at the Western Wall, and so much more. We'll have guides for our great lavish food and luxurious accommodations. No other trip will be like this one. Come with Dennis and me this October. Register today. Call 855-565-5519. 855-565-5519. Or go to StandWithIsraelTour.com. StandWithIsraelTour.com.
This one is Thursday, outside of the place on a Main Street meeting title. Stay on the channel. Break that title. Topics matter. Hosts worth watching. Dennis D'Souza and who will count president and more. Open debate and free speech you won't find anywhere else. See it on this channel. Not like the other guys. Watch anytime on any screen. Free 24/7. Find everything you need to know at snc.tv. That's snc.tv.
Welcome back, everybody. Email us freedom@charliekirk.com. subscribe to the Charlie Kirk Show podcast. Joe Allen is with us. So, Joe, we see, let me read a quote here from Elon Musk. He says, AI is one of the biggest risks to civilization. Why does he believe it?
Primarily, Charlie, he believes that because of the work of Nick Bostrom, who is an Oxford philosopher, transhumanist, co-founder of the World Transhumanist Association. And Nick Bostrom published a book in 2014 called Superintelligence. And superintelligence basically lays out all of the different paths that an artificial intelligence system or series of systems could make to superhuman intelligence, and then how those systems could destroy all of humanity, or at least some significant portion of it. So Musk has taken this up really since 2014 is when you really start hearing him speak out about this, mainly because of that book. And Nick Bostrom, incidentally, was also very much influenced by Eliezer Yudkowsky, who was at the Machine Intelligence Research Institute. And Yudkowsky is the one who really has stirred up all of the controversy about whether or not artificial intelligence poses an existential threat. Because of Yudkowsky, and especially because of a Time magazine op-ed that he published around the same time that Elon Musk and company signed their open letter for an AI moratorium. Yudkowsky argued not that AI is a danger or some distant existential risk maybe in the future. He just flat out says if these systems are allowed to get above where they're at now, and maybe if they're allowed to remain where they're at now, they will inevitably kill us. So, of course, that's like the far, far, far end of the kind of doomer spectrum. But I do think that even if you don't believe that AI poses some kind of existential risk, as those guys do, there are so many other really dramatic downsides to this technology that those, at the very least, need to be taken seriously and accounted for.
Let's get technical then. So, where are the threats going to emerge, right? I hear from Elon and others, this very charged language. Threat to civilization, existential. Okay, great. So let's go through in the next month, 6 months, year, 3 years, right, Joe? So build it out. Where is that technology going to manifest in a way that will threaten our humanity first, second, third? What are the immediate threats? And then we'll get to what we can do about it. But give us kind of a threat analysis. Give us the landscape.
Well, so first off, I just want to state my own concerns. My concerns are three. One, you have this intense development of a human-AI relationship that I think is very unhealthy. Two, you have an enormous threat to jobs, especially white-collar jobs. I'm not all that sympathetic to the white-collar, but at least we have to admit that this is going to be a big, big problem insofar as social structure. And you've got this push to put AI in education, and that, I believe, will be undoubtedly one of the most intense brainwashing tools that has ever been unleashed upon humanity. But if you look at what they're talking about AI systems that kill us all or disrupt society and civilization so much that everyone has to unplug their computers and throw them away, right? Basically ending the industrial era as we know it. And so oftentimes Yudkowsky and sometimes Bostrom and definitely Musk, they're criticized because they don't lay out these definite paths. They just say an intelligence explosion could happen, and if that intelligence explosion is not aligned with human interests or human existence, then that intelligence explosion could end the world, is how they put it over and over again. But even despite that sort of dramatic projection of this very abstract future, there are those, including Yudkowsky and Bostrom, who have actually laid out specific paths which would lead to that destruction. Running short on time, I maybe we hit that in the next segment, but I will say this: that AI, that these direct paths they are also of major concerns, but I really think that the most important thing that people need to focus on are the immediate effects of artificial intelligence on psychology and society.